Hey, welcome back to Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And you know what's coming. I'm thrilled to be joined by our health insurance guru. That is Tom Miroballi, who, as always, can be reached at 630-863-3477. Our listeners, you know that. You know Tom. He is our subject matter expert and the guru on all things health insurance. Tom, welcome back.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm fantastic, my friend. It is great to have you on. We know every one of our listeners is looking at the premiums on their health insurance bill and thinking, gosh, I would love to keep that money. So, Tom, tell us how we can do that, how we can keep more money and pay less for our health insurance.
Well, recent changes as of August 30th by our moronic governor, Pritzker, he has eliminated all of the short-term major medical plans. They will not be sold in Illinois after a 4-month extension of one policy, which is the Pivot Health policy, the Pivot Health company. They will only be allowed to sell 120 days, and that's it for the short-term major medical plans. Now, if Trump gets elected, which I hope, he may reinstate the short-term major medical plans because they're saving people $1,000 a month. The people who call into the show and then they call me cannot believe how I was able to help them with the short-term major medical plans. We have to get those plans back. It's only because Biden and Pritzker sat down and made a deal, whereas they're forcing all the people in Illinois to go into the Affordable Care Act, which obviously is not affordable. And that's why the short-term major medical plans were so popular. And that's what the real problem is right now. So what I'm trying to do is one-person groups. And a one-person group is like an individual entrepreneur. I have one fellow who does voiceovers for radio and TV, and he is a one-person company, no employees. He does all the work himself. He qualifies for a one-person group health insurance plan. And I am learning the ropes as we go. These plans are not effective yet. I don't have premiums for them yet, only because the insurance companies have not had enough time to go ahead and formulate their premiums. But unfortunately, the people here in the state of Illinois can no longer get new enrollment into a short-term PPO health insurance plan. And that's sad.
It is sad. Obviously, our listeners, as mentioned in the show intro, everybody's looking at trying to see how they could save money, but also how to make sure, again, that they have the right coverage. We talk about this all the time, Tom, how they have the right coverage for what they and their family need. And Tom, one of the things that you always highlight is how you do a deep dive into folks' detailed policy to make sure that they're, again, being insured for what they need, but also not being insured for what they don't need. Can you give us an example of that?
Well, Obamacare, everybody under the age of 64 has to have maternity coverage. Now, you want to tell me what woman has delivered a child at age 64? I think there might be 2 people in the world that have had childbearing years at age 64. I think it's totally ridiculous, but that's one of the dumb parts about Obamacare. Everybody gets maternity coverage, but all the way up to age 64, 65. And the taxpayers are getting ripped off because if a person goes for a tax incentive plan under Obamacare, the taxpayers are paying a part of that person's monthly premium. So that's another thing where the taxpayers are losing out. So it's a lose-lose situation for the taxpayer.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we've been chatting with our subject matter expert on all things health insurance in the Affordable Care Act. That is Tom Miroballi, who I know can help our listeners, whether you're in Illinois or beyond. And Tom is available almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I say almost because he does take a couple hours to recharge his batteries. But the nice thing is that he is always accessible to our listeners to get down to business. Tom, I want to make sure our listeners can get in touch with you. Can you share your contact details?
Yes, they can call me at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477. Or they can email me at TMIRO, B as in boy, ALLI, Miroballi@yahoo.com. And I will respond as soon as I get it.
Absolutely. Miroballi@yahoo.com and 630-863-3477. And friends, I could tell you from so many satisfied listeners of this program that have contacted Tom about their health insurance needs, they have been very satisfied, and you can be too. We'll link in our show notes, of course. Tom, as always, thank you. Tom is the guru on all things health insurance, and he will be back joining us regularly on the program. We have a very quick break before our next guest. We are the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. We'll be right back on Get Down to Business. Don't touch that dial.